Hello and welcome back to Blues Armory, where today things look a little bit different, but we're going to talk about MEFCC. Let's get into it. So last weekend was the Middle East's premier Comic-Con. It was the Middle East Film and Comic-Con, an event that I've spoken about before and that I love very dearly. I wanted to do a quick wrap up on MEFCC because it was genuinely one of the best cons I think I've ever been to in my life. What a great weekend, had an amazing time. Let's talk about some of the costumes that I brought out for it. Let's talk about some of the amazing artists and just gush about how great the event actually was. So to start off with, we had an original plan of wearing an Imperial officer on Friday, Daredevil on the Saturday and Jason Todd on the Sunday. That didn't go to plan exactly. I'll make a whole separate video on this, but about 2 or 3 days before MEFCC, I got my 501st application approved, which meant that I was also going to have to troop with the 501st over the weekend. Now, again, I'll make a whole separate video about my 501st approval. This one's just about Comic-Con. So Friday, I did jump out in the Imperial Officer and troop with the 501st for a few hours and then had a wander around the con. Saturday was the big day for us because that was debuting my Daredevil Born Again costume, which I was going to meet Charlie Cox with, and another special guest, which we'll talk about. But how did Daredevil work out? So obviously I did the 3-part series on Daredevil and how we put the costume together, and I was super happy with it. Once the oh dear, it's not around. It's usually somewhere here. Once the lenses were in and everything was done, I was incredibly happy with it. I think it turned out so well. The reception to it was fantastic. People loved it. I was constantly being stopped to take pictures. I just had an amazing time. Comfortability-wise, it was a bit warm. I had a base layer to keep me cool and just soak up all that sweat underneath, but I think the costume worked out really well. I could sit down in it. It wasn't uncomfortable to walk in. I had really comfortable boots. The vision wasn't that bad. It especially helped because MEFCC has an outdoor area where all the food is and the bar, and because I'd used sunglasses for it, it was super easy to just keep wearing the cowl outside. We did have a slight issue where one of the lenses popped out right at the end of the day, but I literally mean 15-20 minutes before we left the convention, so that was okay. Daredevil is probably one of my most successful costumes that I'm like super happy with. Like, I would like to do the cowl again, but overall that costume was just fantastic to wear. I loved wearing it. It's super comfortable, and I will wear that multiple times again. Also, I just finished Born Again, and I'm going to keep wearing that suit no matter what because that show was great. So we did Daredevil. That went really well. I was going to wear Jason Todd on Sunday, and then I ended up not wearing it because on one of the evenings, one of the 501st Garrison members, Pete, offered me to wear his RS Prop Masters TK Trooper, and I'm never going to turn down the chance to be a Stormtrooper. So I did about 3 or 4 hours as a Stormtrooper, and then we kind of just enjoyed the convention, which brings me on to the convention itself. This year was better laid out. There was more space. The artists were more diverse. The stands were more interesting. We had inside food. We had outside food. It was just better overall. I did meet Charlie Cox. I also met Wilson Bethnal, who plays Bullseye, and I got an autograph from Ian McDermott, the Emperor, dressed as a Stormtrooper because, you know, why not? Big artists that I loved seeing, as always, Rick, Elena, Scott, Mariana, all fantastic people. Go check out their work. I love them all. They do some of the coolest work. And then international artists this year that came over. There's Megan, who we have probably like 15 prints of now, who comes all the way from Florida. She's fantastic. And then also Art by Breed, who was a new artist for this year, but is like a universal creative artist. I got a bunch of prints from him, which I probably should have had all these to show you, but we're not really a Comic-Con collection haul channel, we're a cosplay channel. Anyway, The cosplay this year was fantastic. I saw some absolutely incredible cosplays. There were a couple of... Do you know what? I've not been a Halo guy ever, but then I see someone walking around in a, like, is it ODST? Halo kit? And I'm like, I would like to build one of those because it looks fun. But there were some other amazing... There was a lot of Matt Murdock's. I think I took pictures with probably about 50 or 60 Matt Murdock's, and then like season 1 Daredevil with the balaclava and everything. That was fantastic. The sad thing is though that I didn't get to wear Jason Todd, and I wasn't really ever happy with Jason Todd. It was finished. I do think it looks all right, but I was never 100% happy with the costume. So maybe we're going to go back and rework the costume and see what we can do with that costume. But then that's it. That's kind of all the work that I've been doing up until last weekend is kind of over for another year. It kind of sucks that we only have one big con in the UAE because you have to just wait till next year till you get another crack at it. But MEFCC was fantastic. I'm trying to think if anything else happened. Quick one. Let's talk about meeting the celebrities, especially I want to talk about Charlie Cox. So I had a photo first with, it was originally supposed to be Wilson, Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, Kingpin, Daredevil. Very cool. 2 days before, Vincent D'Onofrio cancelled and was replaced by Wilson Bethnal, who is Bullseye. I was really excited to meet Kingpin, but Bullseye will do. Very cool. So I went to do my photo. I'm in full Daredevil garb with the cowl on and everything. I rock up to the photo. Charlie Cox is having a conversation with someone else off to the side. Doesn't even look at me. Like, there wasn't that many people in like the full red, like proper Daredevil suit. So he doesn't even look at me. I walk in awkwardly. Let's recreate this. I walk in awkwardly. He's not looking. And I just stand there. To get my photo done. He takes a quick glance at me, puts his arm around me. I take my cowl off, get another photo with the cowl off, and then I leave. And that was extremely disappointing because I was so excited to have a photo with him as Daredevil. And he wasn't too interested at all. And I know they do millions of cons and everything, but I've had photos with celebrities before, and they've been really into it, especially if I go in the costume that they are the character for. Anyway, that really put me off, and I almost didn't go get my autograph. But I will say, when I went to get my autograph, he was super kind. The line was like super long. We waited in line for like 2 hours, but he was super lovely, super kind, and he even took a photo, which he got told off for. He even took a photo with my cowl, which was super cool to have that picture. On the flip side, Wilson Bethnal is like one of the coolest dudes in the entire world. He did not have a massive amount of people waiting for autographs on Saturday, but he was incredibly lovely, spent loads of time with every single person that came through, just a genuinely lovely human being who just seemed to be having a great time. Even let me take a selfie with him. That was super good. And then obviously Ian McDiarmid was super nice, super sweet. He's an 80-year-old man. I'm not expecting him to be dancing around. I got my illustrated companion of Attack of the Clones, which I'm in the process of trying to get as many people to sign this book as possible. So I did a reel on this the other day, but I got Kenny Baker to sign it before he passed away. And then I also now have Ian McDiarmid. I'm just padding for time while I try. I swear it's in here somewhere. I got him to sign as Chancellor Palpatine and not as Darth Sidious because, I genuinely can't find where we signed. Where did he sign? Did I have a fever dream and forget that he signed this? Anyway, I promise you, in this book somewhere, there is Kenny Baker's autograph. And then now, cool. Ian McDiarmid's signature. Anyway, I'm rambling. Overall, Comic-Con was fantastic. I met a load of wonderful people. I met some lovely people who are doing a D&D live play series called Nat Fun, and I started watching that the other day, and it is really good. So if you want to go see that, I will link it below because it's really fun. Overall, fantastic event. Pretty great guests. Food and beverage, as always, fantastic. Just fantastic. Like a genuinely awesome con. I can't wait for next year. Here comes the planning, already starting to plan for next year. But don't worry, there will be more Daredevil. I'm planning to do something with Daredevil, to do a proper showcase of it, and then maybe we'll come back and figure out Red Hood and see if we can finish Red Hood. But this is kind of full circle for me, because this channel started, I created this channel literally right after Comic-Con 2024, and it was about my journey into the 501st, and now we've done a full year. I've had this channel for a full year. It's grown pretty quickly, and now we go on to building some more stuff. So if there's any costumes you'd like me to have a crack at and see if I can build it, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much to everyone that's watched over the last year. I really appreciate it. Have a great week ahead. Happy crafting, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.